Hello everyone. So today we will start with our first lecture about medical and healthcare informatics as a discipline. So in the last video we discussed about the course outline and I went over to the different part of the course outline. Hope so you all have your book in your hand. Okay, so let's start. Anybody has an idea about what is healthcare informatics? I want everyone to write on your notebook what is healthcare informatics. If you don't have a piece of paper, please take your piece of paper and your pen and write whatever comes to your mind about healthcare informatics. See, you can dissect that healthcare and informatics. Right? What is informatics and what is healthcare? And write whatever comes to your mind. Healthcare informatics. So today we will study healthcare informatics as a discipline, as a domain, as a subject. Okay, so hope you have now your thoughts on the paper about healthcare informatics. I will start with a background about healthcare informatics with the question why we need healthcare informatics. So at this time, if you see, this is a information age. We have a lot of data which is being generated. Data, when we specifically talk about the healthcare, you see we have a different kind of the data available around. For example, we have the wearables, like we have our watches, we have our Fitbits, then we have some smartphone which is collecting our data, or we collect our data by choice. We have different search engines from Google to the PubMed search engines that contains medical information. Then we have the data available, some in public record and in the peer record, data about your health insurance, your data about your medicines, about your diagnosis data. Then some sort of data is being either collected or generated by the government agencies, like the data about the COVID-19 patients in a certain area, about the vaccine efficacy. Then we have the research studies. So the internet is full of the research study. If you go, especially the search engine, just like the PubMed.org or the googlescholar.org. If you go over there, type any keyword just like cancer or COVID, you will get the data about a particular subject. Research studies, you can download the latest research paper and can read that. So we say, in summary, data in healthcare is generating so rapidly. So if you see with this slide, which I would like to show you, the data which was in 2012 was 153 zettabyte. By the way, 1 zettabyte is equal to 1 billion gigabyte. It's a lot of data. In 2019, even now, I don't have the updated figures because they release the data, the figures every 3 to 4 years. We have now 1900 zettabyte of data. So you see that how rapidly in 7 years we have this increase in data. Now, when we see, like, if we would like to get some insights out of data, some information for the decision making, we also see a lot of analytics tools are available, like just like the Google Analytics. We have several graphical tools are available, which can help us to take the data 0101 or raw data, male, female, population data, and draw some graphs, charts that could help us to better understand the data. You see, if you have the data in a different files, in piles of data, so it's not very easier for everyone to understand. If you, for example, if we just would like to know about the trends of the data, but if we have the data in a graphical format, it would be very, very helpful to understand. So we say, though, with the invent of internet and with the high-speed computers, different voice recognition technology, just like we have the Alexa, we have other Siri. The healthcare professionals today have more tools available at their disposals than before. So the technology is advancing faster than a healthcare professional can assimilate into its practice. So the doctors or paramedics are the healthcare professionals. They are being trained as in their domain. They were never trained as an informaticians. But now, with the demand of the data, with the usefulness of data, the doctors, paramedics, know they are. You see that they more and more they are trying to learn new tools and techniques, so that with that they can overall see overall see the progress of health. For example, as a doctor, I would like to see, as a medical doctor, I would like to see if I have been treated a cancer patients before. So a new patient come with age 33, with the female, and if I would like to see if I have been seen any kind of patient with a similar background, I need data. And if I see the data is stored somewhere in a kind of in a tabular format, just like in Excel sheet, it's not even that convenient. I just would like to have some search interface for that, to see the similar kind of the patient of data, so that I could probably pick the same line of treatment as I was treated my last patient. And maybe if I have some lesson learned from my previous patient, this time I see, okay, so last time I've been given this medications, I've been given like this kind of treatment. So this time, based on my previous experience, I should not go in that direction in which I was previously adopted. So with the help of new tools and technology, we can do several kind of the things. As a government officer, as a people sitting at in some federal office, they can look at that the efficiency of the vaccines. They can for the FDA people, they can see the different patterns of the vaccines, for the COVID vaccines, how it's been affecting and how the people's how it actually helping us the society to open up again. So based on that, they take decisions. So in short, we need some tools to and take some data to manipulate the data to reach to some decisions. And that, as data is being growing, we have more and more tools at our disposals. We need some skills. And that's what one of the reason the healthcare informatics discipline is gaining popularity day by day. Okay, so you should write on your notes healthcare informatics as a discipline, because with the increase of the data, with the increase of new tools and technology, we need a more training to get insights out of the data for decisions making. That's what we need, healthcare informatics. This is just a one aspect of the definition. Now let's see what this is. This pyramid is. Now what is data? Please write, everyone, what is data? What comes to your mind? Data. You definitely have heard about this. Data. And what is datum actually? Datum. Data and datum. Data is a raw facts and figures, right? So when we say the data, 32 could be a data, 10 could be a data, just like my name, just like Said could be a data, just like a male could be a data, female could be a data, right? An image could be a data, an audio could be a data. So data could be any raw facts and figures. Why we call raw facts and figures? No, you see, what is, I just said 32. No, what is 32? What is 32? 32 is a number, right? But does it convey us some meaning? 32 could be a length, 32 could be a temperature, 32 could be anything. 32 maybe kg. No, you see, when I say 32 kg, kilograms, so it's giving us some meaning. When I say 32 C, so that's mean it's now the temperature. So data itself is incomplete, or you can say the raw. When we combine data with another data, so when we combine data plus data, it gives us some meaning that we call information, right? In other words, this data we call the metadata. Data plus data conveys some meaning that we call. So 32 was not providing us much information. When we say 32 C or 32 kg, then it's providing it's no more meaningful, right? So this is how we differentiate data versus information. Okay. Now, what is wisdom and what is knowledge? What is knowledge? What is knowledge? Write on your paper, knowledge. Then write on your paper, what is wisdom? What you think, what comes to your mind, write on the paper, knowledge and wisdom. I want everyone to write knowledge and wisdom, definition, any hints, keywords, whatever come to your mind. Okay, let's see. Let me give you an examples to clarify the meaning between knowledge and wisdom. We say knowledge is knowing what that a tomato is a fruit, right? And wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. You have a first data, then data become information. Then based on that information, this information becomes your knowledge. And based on your knowledge, you take some decisions. You know that if there is a light is red, and you are driving your car, right? You're driving your car, and you have to stop that because this is in your knowledge. This is in your information, and this information will become a knowledge, and you are aware of that you have to stop on this, right? And so you have to, and you can allow with that signal. You see, you can take a right turn, but you have to watch to the pedestrians, and based on this knowledge, you can take decisions that when you have to cross or take the right turn. So now when data combines another data, that become information, and then that information, when you combine that information with other informations, that become a knowledge, and then you use that knowledge for your decision making. Now, you see why we doing the healthcare informatics. There are a lot of data available, as we discussed. We need some insight out of data information to take some decisions, and knowledgeable data-driven decisions, and that's why we are studying the healthcare informatics. So everyone should have the idea about the data, information, knowledge versus wisdom. This should be very, very clear. So these examples, when you read again, you will get the idea, knowledge versus wisdom. Okay. More about the knowledge versus wisdom. I just want to give you a couple more examples so that you have a crystal clear idea, knowledge versus wisdom. So knowledge is composed of facts, information, and skills. On the other hand, wisdom is composed of knowledge, experience, and good judgment. Now, we can also see the knowledge is basically gives you the ability to identify whether some fact is truth or false, right? So if the light is red, it allows you to judge ability whether you should stop or you should go on. However, wisdom gives you the ability to discern whether some idea is right or wrong. Acquisition of information and fact. So knowledge, we say knowledge is also accumulation or acquisition of information and facts, whereas the application of the acquired knowledge, we call it a wisdom. So hope so you have the pretty good idea about the data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. Okay, so the healthcare informatics as a discipline, a lot of data, new tools, data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. Difference between knowledge and wisdom, and more example of knowledge and wisdom. Okay. Now, move on to the definition of healthcare informatics, that how we define healthcare and medical informatics. So we called healthcare informatics, medical informatics, medical and healthcare informatics. These are all defining the same concept. So you see this Venn diagram, we have one circle about the computer science. There we have the theoretical foundations of information and computations together. We have these software tools, we have technologies, we have different protocols relating to the computer science. Then the second circle, we have the information science, where we learn some techniques about the collection of data, classifications of the data, how we can manipulate the data, how we can get clean the samples of the data. And then we have some healthcare that provides the information about the prevention to treatment to the management of any illness and promotions of health, wellness, and healthcare disciplines, computer science disciplines, and information science disciplines. When we can combine together, the intersection of these become healthcare informatics. So that's what we say. Healthcare or medical informatics is an interdisciplinary subject. So healthcare informatics is a term for everything informatics relating to the healthcare. Write on your notebook, healthcare informatics is a term for everything informatics relating to the healthcare. Okay. Now, pause the video. Also write, healthcare informatics is the intersection of information science, computer science, and healthcare. Also, draw this diagram on the piece of paper with circles and Venn diagram. Okay. So it deals with the resources, devices, method required to optimize acquisition, storage, retrieval, and use of information in healthcare. Basically, with the help of the computer science, we use information science, science techniques, computer science tools, and healthcare data to take from data to decision. Write on your piece of paper, with healthcare informatics, we go from data to decision. Data to decision, and then watch this video. Okay. So this is very, very important slide. At least spend 5 to 10 minutes on these slides. Watch this video and write the message from this video on your paper, what you have learned from the video, and then read this slide again. Then it would clear about the healthcare informatics in your mind. Move on. Now, as I said, we say healthcare informatics, medical informatics, or biomedical informatics. This is almost similar. There are some people differentiate, some scientists differentiate, and some consider that a healthcare and biomedical and medical informatics is the same. Then why we have three different? As I said at very beginning, this is an evolving discipline. So people, not all the people have consensus on the definition. So people try to define things in their own way. So this thing would definitely be clear after a few years. But at this time, we have we basically use healthcare informatics, biomedical informatics, and the biomedical healthcare informatics. Now you see that the people, those who say biomedical informatics, they define as the information technology circle, then they define as the clinical medicine circle, then they define as biological search. They say this point, they call it like this is the point of medical informatics. They call it the bioinformatics. They call it's the transitional medicine. No, the bioinformatics is different from healthcare informatics. In the bioinformatics is not, in bioinformatics they take DNA, RNA, and then they do some analysis on top of that, and they go at like at the molecular level and to study something. However, on the other side, like translational medicine is more about the application of some protocol or some kind of the technique. And medical informatics basically studies the whatever comes in the hospital environment, like health informatics. We call that like it's when the health informatics is a more umbrella term, is a more generic. It's more generic is if we can put this umbrella. So we can health informatics, then medical informatics come underneath, bioinformatics, and translational medicine comes under that umbrella. And AMIA is American Medical Informatics Association. So AMIA is one of the association that you should know. At the end of this chapter, I will introduce you a lot of the organizations operating in the US relating to the health informatics. Okay. Now, move on some more definitions to the biomedical informatics as defined by AMIA. So the healthcare, this definition, which we see that this is a generic definition, most of the people are agreed on that. And now we are looking for a specific definition defined by this organization. So this organization defined medical or healthcare information as, they say, biomedical informatics investigates and support reasoning, modeling, simulation, experimentations, and translation across the spectrum from molecules to the individuals and to population and biological to the social system. It's a long definition. We can dissect that. They say the biomedical BMI investigates sport and investigates and help reasoning, modeling, simulation, experimentations from molecular levels to smaller levels to the individual's level to the personal level, right? And then from the bio level to the social level. Basically bridging the gap between a basic research like the molecular level at lab research to the clinical research and practices. So please write this definition on your paper. They also say that in the BMI, it develops, studies, and applies the theories, methods, and process for the generation, storage, retrieval, use, management, sharing of biomedical data, information, and knowledge. So these are the definitions. We have to take that as they people define that, right? You see, this definition is overlapping with this definition. So this is, you can say, the way the people working at AMIA, those who are expert in their field, they say that their version of definition is this. So we should know that as to study as a student, we should know that how the different organizations they consider that how the biomedical healthcare informatics is. Okay, now as I said, this is the evolving discipline, and that's what we don't have a one definition. Sometimes it cause like some confusion for the beginners, but this is how the things evolve. You see, at the beginning things are blurry, things are fuzzy, but with time things as you know, more and more people will learn the biomedical healthcare informatics, more and more people will study biomedical healthcare informatics. So the things will become maybe after 2 to 3 years we will have a one universal definition clearly defining the biomedical healthcare informatics, but not now. Now here we try to distinguish between these definitions. So in general, we say healthcare informatics is also known as clinical informatics, medical informatics, biomedical informatics, leading to confusion, as I said. Terminology wise, if we see, so what should I say? Should I say healthcare informatics? Should I say biomedical in healthcare informatics? So the most inclusive term is biomedical informatics, as it's covering bio plus med, and then because it encompasses bioinformatics as well as medical, dental, nursing, public health, pharmacy, medical imaging, and veterinary informatics as well. So using the word biomedical informatics is more technically correct, but in general we use word healthcare informatics, biomedical informatics, medical informatics. However, as I said, the bioinformatics is a bit different from bioinformatics. In the bioinformatics, is specifically study at the genomic level and data about the DNA structure, about the protein structure, and and you can say it's a more granular level. However, the biomedical healthcare informatics is more broader level. That's the difference between bioinformatics and healthcare informatics. As you study you will read your chapter 1 from your book, it would be very clear with these definitions that how the things are defined. So the bioinformatics in perspective. So this actually another slide by the AMIA. So here they try to say that at the basic research, basic level, they have the different levels. Here the things to note that please write this on your paper. Biomedical informatics not is equal to bioinformatics. Then write the reason, because biomedical informatics is more broader level, and however bioinformatics deals at the DNA level, genome level. The applied side of this, so we know public healthcare informatics. This is healthcare informatics, but those who are not personal healthcare informatics do go with the public healthcare informatics. Just like if we would like to, just like the vaccine example, if we would like to see the role of vaccine, if we would like to see the opioid level, if we would like to see the cancer prevalence in certain community level, so we can see that is the public level. However, the clinical level, if we would like to see a particular drug, for example, the particular drug or salt, how it's affecting or treating or helping out to eradicate a certain disease, or helping in or any technique which could help in diagnosis, that we see in personal clinical informatics. In the imaging informatics, that deals more about your x-rays, your MRIs, and whatever the knowledge we get from these, that will go into the x-rays. And bioinformatics, as we say, the studying of the DNA level, protein level, structural level information, and going from a bottom level to the top level, that would be the bioinformatics. And overall, we see the biomedical informatics in a perspective. Now, you should know the difference by bioinformatics, imaging informatics, healthcare informatics, and public healthcare informatics. If not, read this slide again, listen this again, search on internet, and create your own notes till you have a complete understanding about between these concepts. Okay. All right. So with this lecture, I will stop over here. So this is your first lecture. I just don't want to complete it like the all slides in one go. Now you have your course outline. I just want to give you the more time to go over to your course outline and to buy the book, and also to go over to do your slides, read the book. Book reading is must. If you will not read the books, you will just rely on the slides, you will not get enough. I mean, you after this 2 lecture, 3 lecture, you will feel lost. The book is the key. Please buy a book or wherever you want to get your book, maybe from your library. Go over to the slides, read the book, and then you will be good. That's what I'm not moving that fast. So I want to give you at least a week to go over to the course outline and to go over to these slides. And hope so if you just study your chapter 1 till half, and you will have the complete understanding about the healthcare informatics as a definition, why we study healthcare and medical informatics, and the difference between the data, information, knowledge, and the wisdom. So I will see you all in the next lecture to complete the week 1 slides.